Hey guys, what up? It's me, Mitch. Long-time listener, first-time caller, lifetime baller. And when I'm not going into Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, well, shit, man, I'm listening to House of Prayer and smoking a blunt. I'm still doing it though.
Welcome to the House of Graham. Damn vibe with a boot to the chin. Share that link with all of your friends. Slender Man and Grim gon' do it again. Welcome to the House of Graham. Damn vibe with a boot to the chin. Share that link with all of your friends. A Slender Man and Grim gon' do it again. Hard throbs in this thing and our nuts hang. Diamond cutter on a bitch through a bed frame. Bang, pedigree, time to play the game. Raise the flames of hell.
Sipping like Kurt off a perk. Suicide dive like it's 9205. It's this man got my hand up a skirt. Man up a flow, she gon' squirt. I see that bitch boobs to a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the House of Grim podcast. Today we have a special guest, a man who proved that any man with two hands has a fighting chance. You've seen him face off against some of the biggest names in the business, from Braun Strowman to AJ Styles. He's an underdog, a fan favorite, and one of the most unique stories in WWE history. Please welcome James Ellsworth.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. John Cena's retiring this year, and I think people forget I did have a match with John Cena too, so it's pretty cool.
So are we going to see a Saturday Night Main Event?
Well, it's only an hour from my house. We're in Washington D.C., so we'll see.
We'll see.
That would be pretty cool, man.
Would be. I have to ask, who is the nicest person on the WWE roster, man?
That's a great question. Well, when I was there,
yeah.
Man, this is going to hit everybody in the feels. 100% Bray Wyatt.
Oh man,
yeah, he was awesome. He helped me out so much when I first got there. Like, I didn't know if I was ready to dress with the guys yet, like in their dressing room, or like I didn't. It's like this old school way of thinking of like, man, I got to wait for somebody to invite me in there. And I'm walking in the arena one day, and he grabbed me. He goes, why don't you dress with us yet? I was like, nobody's asked me. He goes, come on. And like he told he's the one that welcomed me into the dressing room, and he was just always so cool, always so fun to be around, always so nice. And yeah, man, I definitely miss him for sure.
Awesome,
Dude, so how was it like meeting these guys and like meeting Vince McMahon and being able to wrestle for him?
Well, so Vince, he's the one that chose me right after the Strowman match. I get to the back, he's like, they told me he wanted to see me, and I up until this point I've seen him in passing, but I've never met him. And he said to me, hey, your facial expressions were great, your selling was great, I loved your promo, I have no choice but to hire you. I'm like, what?
Really?
So, and people thought he was nuts for hiring me, and then I went on to have like the #1 selling shirt and all this stuff. So he looked like the genius that he is.
yeah.
And I had a blast working for him. Like, I remember thinking to myself, man, I've been watching this dude. I started watching wrestling like 1989 when I was 5, and I was like, man, I've been watching this guy on TV for my whole life, and now I'm
Right.
working for him. And it was really cool. It was a great experience. I loved working for him. Loved working there. I don't understand when people like leave there. They like talk ill about it or what. I'm like, man, do you realize you got to WWE? They made action figures of you. You got to be on video games. You got to be on national TV. It's like, what was so bad about it? I don't know.
Right.
That's my
For
humble
sure.
opinion.
Right.
Well, that's a good attitude to have, bro.
Oh, well, why not?
So if somebody was to look up some of your merch right now and order your merch, could they still order like your T-shirt through WWE?
I don't think on WWE shop anymore because I'm currently not there. But you can find like my shirts. Some people will have them up on eBay or whatever, like the James Ellsworth T-shirt. Um, but for a month there, it was the #1 seller, which was crazy, right? Like outselling Roman Reigns and John Cena and Randy Orton. Like, it's just nuts that ever even happened. In my opinion, it's crazy.
See, I feel like as far as your character and being in WWE, man, I feel like you really flourished and really shined when you were with Carmella.
Yeah, I got to be a heel at that point. I loved it. I loved getting people to hate me. It was so easy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
hanging out with Carmella was it was a tough job, but somebody had to do it, right? Yeah.
um,
yeah, that's cool, man.
let me ask you, because we get a lot of we interview a lot of independent talent. We're trying to like shine a light on the independents. Is there any advice you would give them for if they're trying to make it to that level?
Absolutely. Best piece of advice I can give that for sure is find if you're first starting out, find a school where the people training people have made it to the big time and have been places and can you can learn from those people and always pick the people's brains that have been to the big companies because that's where you're trying to go. So listen to the people that have been there. Why would you listen to someone that hasn't, done anything? To me, my humble,
Right.
and it helped me. I was on the Indies 14 years before I made WWE, and I'd be in dressing rooms with Shane Douglas or Ricky Morton or Nikolai Volkov or Matt Hardy or Billy Gunn. I was trained by Axel Rotten, who was an ECW original, so I would listen to these guys and pick their brains and ask them to watch my match and learn from them. And I felt like if I got enough information from these guys who have been to the top companies, I could use that information would be useful to me, and it turns out it was. So yeah, just that's would be my advice to anyone new in the business or anyone aspiring to make it.
Gotcha.
So I looked you up here on Wikipedia, and it says your birthday is December 11th.
Yeah, coming up.
My birthday is December 16th, bud.
Oh wow, probably
So
what
yeah, so as soon as I seen that, I was like, I kind of popped. I was like, wow, we're both in December.
Sagittarius.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
I'm exactly 2 weeks before Christmas, and I actually was due on Christmas, but I always tell people I don't think Jesus wanted to share a birthday with me.
That's funny. Now, growing up as a kid, man, did you get robbed on because of your birthday fell just before Christmas?
I know you know the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I try to separate it. I don't know. Like growing up, I thought it was pretty cool. Like it was kind of back to back like that. It's like you celebrated two big things in 1 month.
Right. I mean, it had its advantages, and then a lot of times for me, it had its disadvantages.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Here, that's your birthday and Christmas gift."
Oh yeah, yeah. That certainly did happen. And but yeah, man, I like holidays. I like birthdays. I think in life you have to celebrate sometimes, and that's man. There's Aaron Rodgers throwing touchdown passes, and it's just the way it is.
Now you mentioned John Cena, in his retirement tour. AJ has said that he's planning on retiring next year. If he does a retirement tour, I feel like they need to bring you back, man.
I feel like there's a good opportunity there, and there's a good chance that they'll do something. Like I don't know if it'll be a backstage or. I think the nostalgia of him and I having a moment is definitely there, and hopefully they capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope
as
so. 'Cause
from a fan
that'd be
standpoint,
a
I
bit of
would.
pop.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of other fans would feel the same way too, man. Definitely would have to have you there for that.
Yeah, and if it's just a one-time thing, I mean, cool, and yeah, I would love to do it. AJ was tremendous to work with, and
But you know what, man? We see how your one time gig at WWE ends up. So if they call you back for a one time gig, you never know, man. You might end up in there permanently again.
yeah, stick around for a couple years again. So yeah, we'll see. You never know, man. Wrestling is just an unpredictable business. I really do hope I do get one more moment with AJ Styles before he retires next year. It's a goal of mine, and I'm going to do everything possible in my power to make that happen.
Um,
What's your goal right now? Like, is it like always WWE or is it like TNA or?
For me, growing up, it was always WWE, and even though I've already accomplished it, and I did a TNA pay-per-view, Bound for Glory, back in 2018 or 19. I can't remember, one of those years, right when I just left WWE, and it was great. It was fun. I loved it. But man, like WWE was always the dream. So if I ever go, like, I wrestle in the independents all the time. I run my own wrestling promotion, so I'm still very busy. But if I were to sign somewhere, WWE's always it for me.
Gotcha.
Um, we got a pretty big event that takes place here in Michigan as far as independent wrestling. We got Pure Pro Wrestling, and they put on an event called Retro Slam, and that's something that I would like to pop, man. See you there for that. That'd be pretty cool to have
Is
have
that the
you.
guy Peter that runs it?
No, Xavier Justice runs that.
Okay, well, it's
Joe Bird
well, you tell them to get a hold of me. You guys know how to get a hold of me, so they can get a hold of me.
for sure.
Yeah. So you run your own promotion. What's the name of the promotion?
Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. If you go to acwtix.com, you'll see our upcoming shows. We have some real good ones coming up. Currently, Priscilla Kelly, who's Gigi Dolan, WWE NXT, is our current women's champion. So we have that going for us on our next show. Nick Nemeth, also known as Dolph Ziggler from WWE, is on our next show. Tony Atlas is making an appearance. So we run good shows, man. Our
Sounds
next
like
show
it.
is next Friday, in Salisbury, Maryland. Um, yeah, we do pretty well. I really enjoy doing that. I've actually been doing that for 16 years, but I was running shows before WWE. So, I've really been a journeyman in the wrestling business. I wear a lot of hats, and, I've been blessed to have been pretty successful with it. But, a guy that's, well, buck 70, 5'8", not really the most cosmetically cleansing guy, but I really work hard. And I think hard work will, you make your own path with hard work. And that's with any field or any aspiration in life. If you really work hard at anything, you can accomplish a lot. And I've been blessed to do that.
Um, do you find it challenging coming up with storylines for your company, or?
Yeah. So yeah. The thing is, we're not like weekly television. We do like a show or two a month, but we do a Patreon. We do stuff for YouTube and all. And we had this story where we had this girl manager. She was a heel, and this it was babyface guy like started liking her, and she pretended to like him, and it looked like she was about to turn on the heel team to go with him. And then at the end, and this went on for months, and then at the end, when it just looks like she was going to go with the babyface, she stayed with the heels. And yeah, so we do stuff like that. Like our last like main title feud, crap, um lasted a year, so we did a year storyline with that. And well, it's you got to give people a reason to come back for the following show. You got to leave them with
Right.
cliffhangers. You go, oh, I wonder what's going to happen there. I got to come back and see. So yeah, the indies. I think a lot of indies don't do storylines. They're just like, oh, we're just going to have matches. Nah, you got to make the people want to come back.
Right.
You
Yeah.
got to
Right.
So
Yeah, a lot of our local indies they do the storyline stuff, and it's like you follow along through like Facebook with their promos and stuff, man, and it does make you want to go back, like I gotta see what happens between these
Yeah,
two teams and stuff.
it's a soap opera. Yeah, like wrestling is best when there is storytelling in the ring, outside the ring, backstage. The whole show needs to, and there's got to be stories going on. And when people realize that more and more, like going back to WWE, the Bloodline story with Cody Rhodes and finishing his story, winning the title, all that it's been hard to follow because it was so good.
Yeah,
Meaning they haven't had anything that good since, and it's not even their fault. It was just so good. Like it's going to take a while to top
Right.
that one.
yeah. Sometimes you just get those organically like told stories, and it's like, man, this is so awesome, and then after it's done, you're like, what
Blur the
do I do
reality.
now? Like,
You
yeah,
do now. Well, it's like it just and they'll come up with something. It's sometimes it's just hard. Like they've been doing it for 40 some odd years.
Right.
So it's
Um, what
tough.
was what was your interaction with Triple H like when you was there?
So here's the thing about that. I didn't go through NXT. I really wish I would have because they got time and money invested in people who did. And so I did not. And I was kind of, a stepchild in a sense. But but I did have, like, anytime I talked to him, I was respectful and he was nice to me back. And he was an agent for like the ladder match I had with AJ, like helped us put it together, and he was real cool. I definitely wish I would have had more of a relationship with him, but the few interactions I did have with him, I enjoyed. He was really cool. Um, and I wish there was more of a relationship there, not just because he's in charge now, just because I would have loved to learn more from him, and um, you know, and maybe we could have developed more of a relationship, and he would have. He didn't get to know me as well as I wish he did, because I think if he did, he would have realized I was pretty smart about this stuff, and maybe he did already, because obviously, like, how could I have gotten there unless I was smart? But yeah, I wish there was more when I was there, more of a relationship, because he was nice. Like I said, the few interactions we did have.
Um, so this is something that I would find quite difficult if I was to ever work in WWE. Like, would it be difficult and hard to like interact with these people when you first get there, like wanting to get pictures and autographs and just talk to them from a fan's aspect?
No, not for me, because like I said, up until that point, I've been wrestling 14 years, so I was around a lot of you know of the
Okay.
big name wrestlers before, and you're taught, if you, like, I was trained correctly, you're taught not to. You got to get that out of your head that you're a fan. You're no longer a fan once you step in that ring. You are, these are your coworkers.
No. Okay.
Only time I ever got starstruck, we were backstage at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, and I'm walking around, and I look to my left, and there's Danielle Fisher, the Topanga for Boy Meets World.
Topanga, yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. Like, that's the only time I met Snoop Dogg, and I met all these people. When I saw her, I couldn't say, like Macaulay Culkin I met there, and he was really cool, but I don't know, for some reason she got me. She got me.
That's pretty cool, man.
Mhm.
So, I was gonna say I just seen Macaulay Culkin at one of their pay-per-views not too long ago. So is he usually backstage sometimes?
So let me tell you about Macaulay Culkin that a lot of people don't know. He is a huge wrestling fan, and he probably knows more about wrestling than all of us combined. We did a celebrity trivia, like wrestlers and celebrities. He was one of the celebrities. The guy from Cobra Kai, the bigger guy, was there. David Arquette. Um, Even though I guess he could have been a wrestler too.
Right.
But we had a tournament, and like I'm beating people in the tournament, and he's beating people in the tournament, and it came down to him and I, and it was him versus I. I was like, oh man, because I know my trivia, and he smoked me at the end. I'm like, oh my god, like he has more wrestling information as Ed than I do, like just trivia, he's a big wrestling fan, man. It's pretty cool because obviously everyone was a Home Alone fan growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so everybody knows who he is, and for him to like know me and everything about me is pretty neat.
Yeah.
You know.
I was going to ask you, so JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling,
Whoop whoop.
you said you worked for them. What was your experience like with that?
I really enjoyed working in front of the Juggalo crowd because it was different, and I did like a summer of shows with them, and at first you hear all these horror stories about the Juggalos, and man, I get to the shows in every town we went to, every city we went to. They were pretty cool people. Like, I don't know, like I got that out of it.
That's because we're family. That's
Yeah,
because we're family.
they were all cool. It didn't work out, and I won't sit here and bash anybody. It just didn't work out, but I had fun, and it was a good experience, and I'm glad I got to do it. And it's a part of my little indie run that I did enjoy, and I'll look back on fondly.
Uh, we've been to one of their shows, and they had like a death match toward the end. I'm not a huge death match fan myself.
Me neither. That's the thing.
Like hardcore, I'm good with a hardcore match, but like the 16, 20, 25, light tubes I can do without. So
Me too. So,
Well, my opinion on that is like I guess it's a time and a place, you know. I guess if you're gonna go to a GCW or a JCW, you know, you gotta
yeah, you
expect
expect
a
it.
match like
yeah,
that.
that there's a market for it. I'm just, just me
Mm.
personally, I'm not into it, but there's definitely a market for it, and that people, there are people that are going to enjoy it, and good for them, and good for the performers, and I hope they all have have fun doing it.
How was it working with Dean Ambrose, man?
Oh man, I miss Dean Ambrose. I know there's a John Moxley, but I thought Dean Ambrose was really cool. Like the character, lunatic fringe, just like had the shrug, like the hair in his face. Yeah, I don't know. I miss that character. He was fun to work with. Got along with him great. I don't know this John Moxley. I don't know that guy, but I love Dean. I love Dean Ambrose, and I miss Dean Ambrose.
Is there any road stories you could share with us?
Um, my wife's, no, but well, yeah, it's you got to have fun on the road, and you got to be safe, and you got to realize that, like, you know, there's a lot of people out to get you. But yeah, we had, like I said, Bray Wyatt. Here's a funny story, man. So Bray Wyatt's character and my character, we weren't the most muscular characters, right?
Right.
So everyone would go to the gym, and he'd look at me and go, "Hey man, want to go get Buffalo Wild Wings?" Just like- he knows I ain't working out. He's not working out. So just funny stuff like that, that you don't forget, and it's cool. I don't know. One time, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mojo Riley. I'm riding with him, and
Mhm.
he's FaceTiming while he's driving. I'm like, dude, stop, stop. And finally, I had enough, and I like grabbed his phone and like pretended to throw it out the window, and like he stops the car. What did you throw my phone out the window? I'm like, it's right here. Just like so, just goofy stuff like that, man. Yeah, it's boys being boys kind of things.
Are you still in contact with anybody that's on the roster right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like any job. You meet people that become your friends for the rest of your life. Like Shinsuke Nakamura, like I was cool with there, and I talk to him every now and then. Carmelo Hayes, I knew from before he was on there, so I'll talk to one of the referees, Dan Engler. He's a real good friend of mine. I talk to him like once a week. So yeah, like I said, it's like any other job where you meet people, and you have that bond for life. Like Dolph Ziggler's a good buddy of mine, wrestles for me all the time. He's obviously not there anymore either, but that's a friend I've made for life. It like any other job you've ever had. It's just like that.
No, yeah, that's one guy I would love to get on our show, man, just to talk to him.
Yeah,
That guy.
he's a very busy guy. He does the Busted Open. He does
Mm.
TNA. He's still in demand. He's a legend in the business. He hates when I say, "Oh, it make me feel like I'm old." I'm like, "Well, you are a legend, man. Like you are." So
Yeah, I mean, he's been around for a long time now. So
yeah, what's crazy? It's I always make fun of him, like, because I started wrestling in 2002, and he started in 2005. I've actually been wrestling longer. I mean, he was just on TV for like 16, 17 years on WWE,
yeah,
like because he started at WWE, and he was only at developmental for a few months before they brought him up to be like Chavo Guerrero's caddy,
yeah.
and then like he became a member of the Spirit Squad right after that, and then you know. And then he
Dude,
went back to developmental for like a year, and then he came back. It was like, "Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler," like that whole thing. So
when he got released, man, I was surprised because he's almost like a Shawn Michaels when he performs, bro.
it's awesome.
Yeah, like he's a spectacular performer for
Oh,
sure.
he asked to be released. They granted it to him. He just
I was gonna
felt
say
like,
from the outside looking in, I thought he felt like he had done everything pretty much.
yeah, and it was just kind of on autopilot. He wanted to go experience some new things. I think they would welcome him back anytime
Oh
he
yeah.
give him a call. But
I think he's definitely got that future Hall of Fame one day.
yeah,
So here's a question I gotta ask. What is the what is the lowdown on the green shirt guy?
So he lives
Are
here
you
in
him?
Maryland. Yeah, I'm gonna be him for Halloween because we
Awesome.
kind of like. Yeah, so he lives here in Maryland, and I don't know, like he keeps it hush. I don't know. I think he just has a good job and is able to do that. I really think it's that simple. I had dinner
That's
with
cool.
him one time. We have the pictures up on like my social media on like James Ellsworth Wrestling on Instagram or Real Ellsworth on Twitter. You'll see the pictures of him and I having dinner like a couple months ago. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I seen the
Very,
video you guys did or whatnot.
yeah, very, 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 very nice guy. Um, yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, he just has a good job and he's able to do that, and
Yeah,
that's really kind of it.
that's pretty
So,
cool, man. Like there's like so many people online everywhere. Like,
My brother, he's been the biggest
I'm like,
conspiracy theory. He has to work for him.
uh, like there's been people asked about CM Punk punching that one fan, or
it wasn't him. Yeah, that
yeah,
wasn't. No.
yeah. I was like, that can't be,
You know,
but
it's crazy that ever happened. Like CM Punk slapped the crap out of that dude. He thought the guy hit him, and he just nailed him back. Like he just nailed the guy. he like that's just crazy that ever happened.
Yeah.
You know, Punk was wilded back in the day. I think he settled down a lot.
right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's wild. I'm a big CM Punk fan. Like I think they need to put the company on his shoulders the next 2 years while they still have him there.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, that's crazy. He ever hit a fan live on Raw? It's nuts to think about. You know.
What do you think about All Elite Wrestling? Is that something that you would ever be considered to do?
I mean, they called and it was something fun, and yeah, I love wrestling, man, on any level. Like, I love wrestling in front of, I've wrestled in front of 7 people and 75,000 people, and everything in between. So I just love doing it. I love doing it on every level, and obviously it's always cool to get the TV exposure, and I love a lot of guys there, and it all seems fun. So yeah, of course.
Dude, me and my brother, man, we go back and forth a lot when I try to book talent for the show here, and he's always like, "You gotta watch out, man. You're gonna get scammed." And I'm like, "Dude, just be patient, man." So the first time we had Fuego del Sol come on, and as soon as he came on the screen, my brother was like, "No fucking way,"
Oh, wow.
and that made my day. So when we get top guys like such as yourself, man, it just makes
That's
my day
cool.
that I get to share these moments with him,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, well, congrats for hustling and doing your thing and being, a little successful at it. That's I always appreciate hard work and hustle, and you guys are doing your thing, so that's cool.
Yeah, we recently been going to shows with our camera and our microphone. We would kind of like vlog in a way and get a video of the matches that we could use for like our interviews with said talent or whatnot. But we recently took the microphone and started putting it in the wrestlers' faces and asking questions at the show. Um, so
That's cool, man. Yeah, like I said, if you're enjoying doing it and
Yep.
you're loving what you're doing, keep doing it, and take it as far as you can.
Right. Um. Have you ever worked with Rhino's promotion IWR?
Well, in Michigan, who did I work for? I worked for a few indies up there. I can't XICW.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I worked JCW right at Harpo's in
Mm-hmm.
Detroit.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's one of the spots I did JCW. I've worked 2 indie wrestling shows there. I don't know what the other one was. It was a while ago, but JCW I did last year. Um,
I believe XICW is the longest running independent Michigan wrestling promotion as far as on the
I
independent
think I did
scene.
2 shows for them. One time, December, not December. It was 2017. Hell in a Cell was in Detroit, and it's when
Mm.
Carmella had the briefcase. So her and I had to go to all the shows just in case they wanted to pull the trigger that night. And I went to an XICW show the night before, just like went backstage and saw like I'm friends with Mia Yim, and So I went back. She was wrestling on the show. She's Meechin now at WWE,
Hmm.
and she was on that show. And I kind of like went backstage and seen her and watched her wrestle.
Cool.
I was actually at that Hell in a Cell. I took my son there to that event, man.
I played on like that cell. I was playing in it before the show. They had it down, and I like went in and was running around.
That's cool, man.
uh,
Yeah, just the memories, like that'd be cool, man.
oh yeah.
I'd probably get fired right out the gate. They'd be like, dude, you're a performer now, not a wrestler,
Well, like I
not a
said,
fan.
I just been doing it so long. It was all out of me by the time I got there, which is a good thing. Yeah. So,
Right.
Um, who's on your wrestling Mount Rushmore, man?
well, I think the real, I think so. I'll give two answers.
Okay.
I feel like the actual wrestling Mount Rushmore is Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena. I think that's the actual Mount Rushmore. For me personally, my top four wrestlers of all time is Shawn Michaels. Yeah, I might have a different answer every time. Shawn Michaels is always on there. Shawn Michaels, Macho Man. You know, it's funny. So I have it right here. I'm gonna show you. Uh, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man. Those are my favorites right there. Little action figures.
Nice.
That's my Mount Rushmore. But yeah, um, yeah. So that's my two answers with that.
Gotcha. Did you get to
Oh.
see? Did you get to meet the Undertaker?
Yeah, I did there was a SmackDown right before Survivor Series 2016 where I was in the ring with the Survivor Series team, and Undertaker comes out, kind of promo on all of us, telling us we better win or else for SmackDown. So I got to be in the ring with him. And that was so there's pictures out there of it in video. So and then the 2017 Royal Rumble, I was in it and he was in it. So, yeah, and I've met him. And then there was a bunch of other shows that I was on that he was on, like the WrestleMania that year. And so yeah, met him a bunch of times.
There'd be one wrestler that if I met him, I'd be like, I wouldn't even know what to say to him. Like, dude.
Right, that would be crazy. So, you got to meet Steve Austin at all?
Yeah, I did his podcast. You guys could look it up on YouTube. Um, and so I did it. Yeah, it was fun. He was actually a fan of the James Ellsworth characters, which is really cool.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that'd be awesome to have him be a fan of yourself. And growing up being a fan of him,
Of course, yeah,
kind of full circle in a way.
yeah. He's amazing. He's well to me. No one made more of an impact than him. Well, you can argue Hogan, but because Hogan had longevity, but Austin and that attitude era, he changed the whole business and very significantly.
Oh yeah, yeah. How was Shane McMahon?
Oh, dude. Shane's just a dude. He's real cool. I missed hanging out with him too. He was real nice guy. Real fun to be around. Real slick. Yeah. I don't know. I like the McMahons, man. I like them all. So
So I always thought like Shane McMahon would have took WWE over, man. That's what I always thought growing up.
yeah, I guess Stephanie was more,
More
a little
business
more
acclimated.
Yeah. Shane's like more.
More one of the boys.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
He's nutty, man, jumping off that cage.
Oh yeah, he's.
Dude, I was like, my son's like, Dad, do you think there's a crash pad or like a bed mattress or something under there, some foam? And I said, I don't know, let's go down there and look. So we ran down by the ring when they were cleaning up at the end of the show, and straight concrete, bro. No crash pad under that, nothing.
It's not for the weak in heart, as they say.
And it was pretty high, man. It was like it seemed like it was every bit of 15, 20 feet or so.
Oh yeah, it's definitely very dangerous. So
Right.
it's crazy.
Now, for all the years that you've been in the wrestling business, is there a match type that you haven't yet done?
That's a good question. I've never done a brawl and panties match.
Let's
Um,
see, we can make some arrangements.
but I've been in cage matches. I've been in ladder matches. I've been in table matches. I've been in lumberjack matches. I've been in lumberjill matches. I've been like I've done I've done a lot of cool things, man. I really have. Very blessed. Um, and I'll be 41 in December. I feel like I'm going to do it another at least 6 years. I want to do it till I'm 47 because I started when I was 17, so that would equal 30 years. So I'd like to get 30 years out of it because that's a career.
Right.
Call it a career after 30 years. So let's see if we can make it another 6.5 years. That's where I'm at with it.
Do you happen to have any like any props or anything from WWE? Did you get to bring anything home with you, like the Money in the Bank briefcase? Like, do you have that a collection or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm like, well, my wife, she collects. I say I'm not much of a collector, but she collected a bunch. Like, I have my WrestleMania outfit. I got some outfits I wore with Carmella. I got like all my gear. Um, but yeah, she like collect all my action figures, trading cards, whatever. Like, so she collects all that stuff. Where I'm kind of like, I sign them at conventions all the time. I'm like, I see the stuff all the time. So,
What's the craziest uh merch that a fan has brought up to you to have you sign of yourself?
um, there's been a couple of times where I'm like, whoa. I remember like, dude, yeah, after a show one time. I had like because I did a Snickers commercial with Ric Flair, so I was at a house show, and I'm walking to the ring with Carmel, and I'm eating a Snickers, and I was like, I threw the wrapper in the crowd, and the guy came to me after the show and had the wrapper and asked me to sign the wrapper. I thought it was pretty cool.
That's
Uh,
cool. I feel him though. From a fan, I'd probably do
oh,
the
that was
same
pretty
stuff.
neat. I was like, man, how'd you find me? He's like, oh, I just had to get this signed. I'm like, okay. I don't mind signing it. I don't mind signing anything for anybody. I don't mind taking a picture for anybody. Dude, like, I don't get when people cry about that either. Even at the airports or hotels. Love CM Punk. He cries about it all the time. I'm like, man, like, when we were coming up in wrestling, we were begging to make it this
Right.
big. So I don't forget that. I'm like, I'm not could I ever turn down as long as people are respectful, I never turn down anything, any autographs or pictures.
So, is it kind of hard to go out in public, like to a Walmart or something?
Well, it's fun. Like I'll get recognized every time I go out because I have a distinctive look that people don't forget. I guess. And it don't bother me. Like like this morning I was out and this girl was like, "Hey, I heard you were a wrestler, my friend over here." And I think that's cool. And it's not like I've like my wife calls it the right amount of celebrity where it's not overwhelming, but
Hmm.
people
Right.
it's neat that we'll go out and a couple of people recognize me while I'm out, and it's just neat, you know.
Yeah, that's been happening to us just a little bit, very little, nothing too crazy, but and it's always great. Like
That's
Like
good.
the
mainly when
most
we go to
recent
indie
time,
events.
yeah,
Yeah.
mainly at wrestling events, but the most recent time was at a wrestling event, and I popped. I was like, "Hey, man, I got to get a picture with you, bro." Like, so I took a picture myself
You just
with
gotta
the
have
fan.
fun with it as long as people are nice,
Oh yeah. Any crazy fan stories?
Well, I mean, fans, yeah, like fans will if you don't and like most fans are very nice and very respectful wrestling fans, and I
Mhm.
appreciate them so much. But then you got some that'll just you didn't give them enough attention, so they'll like tell lies about you or make you try to look bad and stuff. That's weird to me. I'm like, I don't know you. I didn't meet you. Like, why are you lying? Like, why are you trying to?
Right.
And that's so that happened to me, and I thought that was very odd and very strange. And like, why are you, like, why are you making up these stories and trying to? So yeah, you got that, and I like people send stuff to my old house and all. And then I moved and didn't have my real address up anymore because like, so some people are just nuts, man. But it sucks because most people aren't.
Yeah.
Most fans you come across are just very nice and respectful and fun to talk to. Like kind of like this right here. Like it's just it's kind of that, and that's always okay with me. But there are people that cross the line and just want to throw shade on you or just come to your
Yeah.
house or what. It's just like, and then
Yeah.
I got thick skin though, and I ignore the ignorance, and I'm like, man, am I perfect? No, but am I a father of two and a husband and a guy that has a clean criminal record, has his whole life? Yes, I'm those things. So
Mhm.
it's it just is what it is.
Yeah, man. There are some horrible people out there, unfortunately, but
Yeah, it's you got to be careful. That's for sure.
yeah, we try to be respectful as possible with
Mhm.
anybody we bring on our platform. Um, like before we started, we asked you, anything we want to leave out or not ask or whatever. It's just our way of, being respectful, man, and because like one thing we always try to tell wrestlers or whoever we're interviewing is if you got a show or anything you want to book or promote or a buddy that's in the business and you want to help get something over. I know we ain't got a million subscribers. We're not a very big platform yet, but feel free to reach out and come on, man. More the merrier.
Oh, of course.
Um, so yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you guys seem like real nice guys, so I appreciate it.
I seen on your Instagram, you did a video with Gilbert.
Oh yeah, well, I've known him since I was 9. He lives 15 minutes from me, so
Oh, that's it.
we're just
Nice.
buddies. We're just buddies.
Hmm.
That man. Ah, dude, he's
I actually
awesome.
met him. I met him one time when I was probably 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, somewhere around there. He was at an indie show. Um, I want to say he had the light heavyweight title belt with him.
Yeah, he probably did. He still carries it around with
That's so cool.
him. Yeah, I love the guy to death. Like I said, I've known him since I was a kid. Like, because I'm in Maryland, he's in Maryland, and now we would live 15 minutes away from each other, and we see each other a lot. So,
Man,
That's cool, man. It sounds like you got
I think he's
quite
one of the
a
best like parody characters of all time.
of course, yeah, he's probably the most known parody.
you just don't like Goldberg, dude.
Goldberg's a weirdo.
I stand with Bret Hart.
Yeah, Brett hates him.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
That,
he does.
yeah, that man's passionate about that.
Oh man, you blame him though? He kind of shut his career down. Um, but that just goes to show WCW really wasn't, you
Well, yeah,
know.
WCW wasn't really doing Bret Hart any favors
I
anyway.
know.
Right.
They got him. They just didn't know what to do with him.
Well, I
How do you
think that
not know
was
what to do with Bret Hart?
Yeah.
It's like that's so crazy.
That
especially
way,
after the angle he left WWE with. You know what I mean? How could you run with something like that?
just brother.
Yep. But yeah, man, it sounds like you got an arsenal of friendships, that you made due to wrestling.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, man, it's been like I said, it's like any other job. You make your friends and that you have for life, and you have those bonds. And I do have a lot of them, and I hope to make more. So,
um, so do you have any like shoot jobs that you do?
and I just wrestle and run my shows, and I'm doing decent enough with that. And hopefully I can continue to hustle at my grind. Because I'm doing I still am doing what I love to do for a living, and I hope I can continue to be able to do that.
Yeah. So after you like retire from in ring, will you continue to run the promotion?
That's the plan. Yeah, I mean, you never know, like what can happen down the line, but I think that's the plan for sure. Yeah.
Um, Here's kind of a crazy question. Um, would you ever go to a show with a fan? Like if they wanted to book you for a show, like just to go as not perform or nothing. Like for instance, Pure Pro Wrestling does like I was telling you about the Retro Slam. Um, would you ever go with somebody like us if we invited you and compensated you for it or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a hustler for a living, so I listen to all ideas that pertain to that. So, and especially if I think you guys feel like the people are cool, you know. So
No, that's kind of off the wall question, I
no,
guess.
it's not. It's not at all off the wall question. I get it. You might want to hang out with a guy you watch on TV, and I get it. I understand it all. So,
Um, I there's really two promotions here in Michigan, man, that I really try to always strive to speak about. The talent that they got there at Pure Pro and Chaos, man. We're actually Grim and I here. We're actually going out Saturday to the Chaos show to help Preston Riker do the kids costume contest,
oh,
and,
cool.
and so we're gonna be the guest judges to help do that. Um, so I don't know. Them are the two promotions though that I really pop for and try to help and
In
do
fact,
whatever I could
Yeah,
do.
he's
yeah.
dressing as
Everybody,
Hollywood Hogan,
everyone
and
should.
I'm dressing as Bray Wyatt.
Oh, cool. You got the beard and all.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone should be trying to help out their local indie. It's a very
yeah.
important thing. It's not easy to be a independent wrestler. Get the mother. I'm watching this football
um,
game, but yeah. Oh man, he called it, bastard. But yeah. So that's cool that you guys do that because anyone that's helping their local indie, I myself appreciate because I've been running an indie for so long. So
Yeah, we have a third member of our podcast. He's located out in L.A., so he's been out to 3PWA, which is D'Lo Brown's promotion. So he's been out there, got us a couple interviews from out there. He's done some interviews at the show, so
that's awesome.
kind of trying to spread our wings out,
Yep, absolutely. Keep grinding, guys. Keep doing your thing. And keep helping out your local indie for sure.
If there's any talent that's at your company, man, that you want to help get out or whatnot, man, feel free to send them our way.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll definitely do that.
Um, Grim, is there anything else you want to add before we end this?
No, I'm good. You want to do the outro?
Well, sure. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We had one hell of a conversation with the man himself, James Ellsworth. And I hope you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. And always remember, you'll be entertained. Yeah.
Yeah.